What's going on, good people? Welcome back to another episode of Summing Up with the Sumners. I'm Damon.
And I'm Katoya.
And that's right, that's my amazing wife. And we are back today for another episode. We're getting right into it today. This is, I don't know what number, we're not keeping up with the numbers, but today we're talking about comparison. Comparing yourself, comparing your relationship to others. It's a slippery slope. We're going to dig into it. But of course, as always, want to just appreciate y'all rocking with us, man. Thank you so much. If it's your first time rocking with us, we appreciate you. If you've been around the block with us here, and a special shout out.
Yeah.
Special shout out to those who listened to the first 5 episodes specifically.
Yeah, they were tough.
That 4th episode. We went back and heard it, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't really listen to the full episode when I'm editing. I kind of go through, but when we went back last night and heard episode 4 again, whew,
it was bad, and not to say it's fantastic, and not bad in the content's always good, right? It was bad in the sound. We were figuring it out.
We
are 2 former educators,
comic fitness instructor. We're not sound engineers.
Yeah. So shout out if you're still rocking with us and you mustered through those beginning episodes, and hopefully this one sounds at least just better. I mean, there's definitely improvement. But even before we go into that, that's a shout out to being a patron, okay? The more you support us, the more we can get better. So if you haven't been on Patreon or anything, check us out there so you can know more about ways that you can come alongside and support us and the podcast. If you're liking the content and people are constantly coming back, then that is one way that you can help us out.
We got some new pages too, though.
Yeah, we do. We have Sharice Harris, Marta Stone, and Ruth Jeremiah.
Boom.
Thank y'all so much for rocking with us. There's nothing happier than driving and being oh, patron.
Hey.
Oh, patron. It means so much. So thank y'all for doing that. Thank you for just coming alongside us in that way. So we really do appreciate that. And we're going to roll it back into thanking you for giving your reviews. We have a new one right now coming from...
Yeah. So, Stitchin' Kristen. Stitchin' Kristen. Titled, Great Podcast, 5 stars. That's all we want. If you're just now rocking with us here, we only want 5 stars.
Yeah. You can just comment just give us a DM or comment directly to us if you want to give some more feedback. We're always here for it.
Always here for the feedback.
But you ain't got to do it on the review.
That's a fact. So, Stitchin' Kristen, she says, love listening to Damon and Katoya. They are hilarious and ultimate couple goals.
Aww,
thank you.
That's cute.
We alright. I was already a fan of Damon from the podcast 4th and 10 and web show Better Dad, and I love Katoya. I didn't get that many others. I
didn't really appreciate the tone in your love. You're like,
well, once I kept going, it kept getting further away from me.
I see.
Needs to be in addition to your podcast listening. Stitchin' Kristen, appreciate you.
Thanks, Kristen.
Appreciate you out here.
Appreciate that.
Listen, if you're listening here, take a second on your lunch break, whatever, throw a review in there. We appreciate y'all, though.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Let's dig into it. We're talking about comparison. That's what we're talking about. Comparing yourself, comparing your relationship, your marriage to others. Woo!
It's just heavy. Just let that marinate for a second. I mean, I'll admit, okay, it's a struggle of mine, the comparison game. And I have to make sure I'm actually we have understood my relationship to social media is very interesting. And a lot of that is because I have to make sure I don't go in too much. So, because you know how it can feed one way or the other, and it can either motivate you, or you can just be consuming so much knowledge, or you can just start feeling woe is me. And I can sometimes err on the woe is me side. That's just a confession, just so y'all know a little bit more about me. And so it's just a dangerous slope for some people. I have a really great friend, as well as Damon is pretty much this way too, who's I don't really, doesn't really affect me what other people are doing. And I'm like, God, dog, that is a gift, because I'm over here I just want to be better. It's just... I just want more, and it's you struggle with being content, and that's just personally. But since this is a relationship podcast, we're talking about even doing that in comparison to other people's relationships and marriages, and we definitely deal with celebrities and things like that. And Lord knows, I was about to have a dark joke, but they be struggling. On the inside, you look up, and be like, God no, what happened to her? I had no idea. She was smiling. So it's just a reality to just slow down on that, and that it's just something that we all do, some more than others.
Definitely,
because we're people.
One, please hit her up in the DMs for that dark joke. She'll send it to you privately. She's gonna just message you privately about that. That's number one. Don't do that to them. They want to know your whole insides and outs. That's number one.
It wasn't good.
Number two, it's even better now. They're on the edge of their seat.
Stop.
Number two, comparison. When we compare ourselves to others, it's just a human flaw that we have. Like, it's a human tension that more times than not does not lead to make us better. More times than not. Like, when we compare, it's very
not subconsciously.
Most
times.
Yes.
Right? It takes effort to say,
right.
And then switch it around.
Definitely. And so it's just like very easy for us to do because social media hasn't been around forever. So you can think about middle school and high school, walking the hallways, picking up magazines, or just looking at the lockers, like, dang, I want that. Oh man, I wish I was blah blah. Like, myself included. Now, yes, Katori was accurate saying that social media, it doesn't really impact me much when I'm comparing. It does.
And it doesn't have to just be social media. I just know that,
for sure. Yeah, that's a huge part of our lives in 2020 and so on and so forth, for sure. But like, definitely for myself, we always kind of like to give a little bit of background of us, depending on what we're talking about. Like, but that was attention, because there were two things that I was comparing myself on. It was one. It was like, how these bums keep getting these high school gals. Like, that was just off top. That was one. Because I was the man in the locker room, and I was the man in the hallway. But they just was like, they ain't believing the potential. I don't have time to get into all of that.
But I did.
About that.
I saw it.
She did. And then also, too, just from just being honest, I just hated anybody who was unathletic but over 6 feet. I was like, you're wasting God's gift. But I'm not. I digress. Anyway, number three, last and most importantly, when we're talking about comparison in general, it is something that it's a sword with two edges, right? It's a coin with two sides. And so, we're gonna get into a little bit of just some ways that we've kind of try to handle it well, just as a couple. But when you're talking about a relationship, when you're talking about marriage, when you're talking about dating, whatever the case may be, it's something that we've got to be very careful of, because it can lead to unnecessary, unhealthy conflict, right? When you're like, oh, things are pretty chill, then you go over here by yourself for 15 minutes, do a little bit of comparison in your head, and then you bring back this frustration over here. It's like, well, I thought we were.
Listen, that stuff be switching up my whole mood. I'd be like, you know what, Damon? First of all, I shouldn't have been doing that. I was supposed to be doing something. We
leave the bedroom just feeling good, and she come back.
I'm happy now. I've been going for 45 minutes.
45.
And I downloaded way too much, and now I'm just coming in feeling like,
how
crap.
you doing?
Not good. Not good.
Well, I'm going to go.
Isn't that sad? That's so ridiculous. I really don't let a lot of people know that about me, so shout out to those listening. You learned something deep about me. That's deep about me, because that is truly, it really can affect my mood. But that also, I have boundaries for things like that, so that I'm making sure I know what feeds my soul, my energy, like everything about me, instead of something that's draining or pulling me back down. So I do think there's some boundaries to have. But before we didn't even think about that, but before we get to that, I just think there is a healthy way to allow the comparison that's just kind of natural, or observation. Maybe it doesn't have to just straight be comparison. It just be the observations you see of others. We've talked about that before. Oh, you check out something, you say you like it. You're like, oh, that's cool. Maybe we can try that. Or, oh, that's cool. Maybe we can try that. Damon is definitely I bet we can do that. Here's more like, if they can, I can.
Why not me?
And I'll be like, yeah.
Why not me? Shout out to Russell Wilson. That's it, for sure.
So it's like things like that. But there is a healthy way to allow that to spur you on into like ambition or so, or to give it more a direction of motivation and encouragement instead, or maybe even just understand how to celebrate others for what's going on in their relationship. I mean, it could be, stop there.
Yeah, no, that's definitely it. I had a high school coach. He was like, listen, you're either going to when you look left and right, which is what we do a lot of times, apps or no apps. When you look left and right and you're looking at other people, you're like, man, oh, they got engaged and we've been dating before them. Or you look over here, it's like, oh man, they've been together for 5 years and bought their first house. Or, oh man, whatever the case with the list, the list goes on and on and on.
You know that thing.
You just keep adding up, you keep looking at, man, I bet they just always have so much fun. Dang, they just always smiling at that pic. We don't have no fun. We just always do the same old thing. And you don't let social media specifically lie to you. We should know by now as a people. We should know by now as a people that social media is about the highlights, it's about the positives and the smiles.
Yep.
Nobody's putting the rants, the storm outs, the hang ups, the frustration and the spats all over social media. We just ain't doing that.
No.
So we gonna put that filter on and we're gonna have a good time. But no, right. But when you're looking left and right, it definitely can lead to healthy encouragement, motivation, inspiration. Like you can feel it. I can look at a couple. We can look at a couple, wherever they are. It don't even matter. Younger, older, going longer, whatever. And be like, hey, we can be encouraged by that. We can be motivated. Mm-hmm. We're definitely about, if you got a great idea in your relationship, we will take it. We will still.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh yeah, that's what y'all do.
I mean, how else you gonna get better? I mean, to just think everything gonna come up with it out the blue yourself. Take it down. Mm-hmm. Take it down.
Take all that in motivation, because it is a slippery slope.
Yeah.
Where if you're looking left and right, and if it's gonna lead to jealousy, if it's gonna lead to envy, if it's gonna lead to bitterness, then that's when it's going downhill.
Sometimes I go there. I can get there first, and then I climb
back up the hill.
And I'm like, you know what?
Y'all all right?
I sound like a hater. I'm not.
No.
I'm really sad about myself. It ain't even the pretty people. I'm like, hey, that's great for y'all. What about, I want that for me, but that's selfish, okay, so we went to this amazing school that had 5 guided principles, and I use them all the time. Mm-hmm. Probably because I taught them very directly and exclusively to our children week by week. Yeah. Just saying, these are the 5 guiding principles. And the 5th guiding principle is you celebrate others' successes, others and yourself. It's we celebrate each other and our collective successes. Mm-hmm. So you have to make sure that even if someone's doing something great, that you understand they're happy. Who knows their story, and you probably even know their story and know that they came from something. It's their time. You celebrate that success, whatever that might be, and those are really practical things: engagements, pregnancies, having a house, fun,
whatever, anniversaries, whatever
laughing,
the case may be.
enjoying, support, whatever it looks like. Because it's good to celebrate. It feels better to encourage someone on in their thing, and then you'll really start to take that off of yourself and put that back on celebrating others, and that's a much better perspective to have than woe is me or woe is us.
Yeah, I mean, celebrating others that's just a great way to kind of fight comparison.
Yeah,
that's just a great way to fight comparison. It's just when you you can just be excited, be somebody else's cheerleader. Yeah, hey, y'all made it 2 years, good for you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we just had 6 months. I don't even know. We might even. I don't know what's gonna happen to us next year. We ain't talking about no ring or nothing. Whatever the case may be, wherever you are in your stage of your life here, but the celebrating, that's just not say easy, but it's a practical way. It's a thing that we can do every day. Right. Especially if we're going to be on social media to say, yo, big them up. Encourage them. And
then also big up yourself, because remember what the principle is: celebrate yourself and others. So no matter even what your accomplishment may be, it might not be as big as somebody else's or whatever else, but it's yours. It is yours, and you celebrate it. I find myself sometimes belittling things that I've done. Oh, it's just a little this. Oh, a little that. And I was talking to my neighbor, and she's like, stop saying little. That's your blessing. And I was like, yes, ma'am. You right. And
she sound like she up an age.
Oh, she is. Miss Denise.
Oh, I mean, you said your neighbor. I was like,
I think you know what I'm talking about. But I miss Denise. I love Miss Denise. She's one of my favorite people. But she's like, stop saying that. Be grateful about what you got. And I was like, you right, Miss Denise. I am excited about it. But when I started looking at it in comparison to literally right now, I'm looking at a house that is 3 stories tall in my neighborhood. Literally through this window. So I'm like, oh yeah, our little house is nice. It's like, but no, you love your home. You're excited about it. So I just think about that even in the perspective just of our relationship. Just celebrate what's going good for you, even no matter how little or how big, because that is the attitude that continues to build from something small into something huge that you really want to, big time celebrate.
Yeah. Have an attitude of gratitude for sure. Number one. That's it. I was off the dome. I had juice today.
You done heard that before. Somebody done said that in elementary school.
No, we're not gonna allow your deflation over here. That was off the dome, baby. I had a Baja Blast. I'm feeling free today. That's one. Number two, people drink Baja Blast. Don't let people try to knock you down, man. Enjoy your life. That's how. Tangent though, just for half a second here, because you brought up a good point about, saying big up yourself and don't let these. Oh, I do got Lil. If you use Lil in front of a compliment, it is an insult.
Yeah.
I just want to throw
little this.
You know what? Look at us out here just with our little engagement. No. Look at this little ring you got me. No.
Yeah, look at y'all doing y'all little thing.
Look at you with your little card. No. That's not good. That's just I see it a lot.
It's belittling almost.
I see it a lot. Take that. You be like, oh, I ain't heard nothing else they said. Take that with you.
Don't say little
Do
something.
not
just
say
be like,
little.
I am so excited about your...
Look at you.
Whatever. Fill in the blank.
Your little baby. No.
My little baby is keeping me up at night and I'm tired and crying. What you talking about? Don't little none.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's like synonymous with the whole proud thing. I just, whatever.
And when we're talking about focusing on your relationship, right? Really kind of having this attitude of gratitude. Might put that on a coffee mug. There's so much to be honest, like grateful for. And we just recorded this right after Thanksgiving. And so when we're talking about comparison to others, I feel like, and I'll speak for myself here, I'm learning a lot about myself as I get older here. Like today, we were outside and I was just like, man, I like nature. Like I would never say I'm an outdoorsy person. Like I'm not going to make that type of statement. But when I'm outside, I like to be outside. If that makes sense. That's number one. Number two, with that, I like to really I try to really have an attitude of gratitude and look around, to be like, man, this is good. Like this is like my family, where I live, like just our relationship. And yeah, we've had our ups and downs in 2020 and over 15 years because we've been together for 15 years. I didn't say that the first part. Now on the second part, I have to make sure that was known.
It's coming every episode.
Every episode, understand here.
Because he's a grateful and thankful guy.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? But there's just a fight and just a willingness to really just to hone in on the little things, because there's so much to be appreciative of. You got an amazing little cute wife over here like I do. You know what I'm saying? You got to step back and like, hold up, little fella. Hold on, brother.
Little fella.
I know. I'm talking to my old self. Out here with the braids that stop right here, 20 extra pounds, little lug boots. Hold on, bro. Don't forget where you came from. And so that's just an important thing to kind of fight for. It's just like really focusing in on your relationship and really saying, you know what? No, there's a lot that I can really enjoy, appreciate about our relationship.
Yeah, there are things that, and Damon is really good at that. I was making those faces because to hear him say he loves nature, we had a whole discussion about how much he loved nature.
Discussion is a good word.
We had a big tiff. Anyway, we had a whole little something about nature, and I was like, I didn't know you love nature so much.
That's about how she said it. That's about how she said it.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. O, I love nature. Didn't know that was such a big deal. But maybe
get you some boots.
I know what your Christmas gift is.
A compass.
Oh, I'm gonna get you a park pass.
Oh, North Star looking. Follow the moss on the left side of the tree.
That is legitimately the tone of the argument the other day. But I'm glad to, and I was like, well, and he's like, it's not that I love nature. I mean, you were very like, it ain't about me going outside.
That's not how I was. I like nature a lot.
No, you did not.
That's how I said it.
This is how arguments go all the time. Me here, they were trying to be, no, I was right here. I'm like, okay, sure. Anyway, but, so that's why I was making those faces, if you can see my faces.
If you didn't see the faces, check us out on YouTube.
Yeah, or maybe not, because if I get one more message about people telling me about my facial expression, first of all, surprisingly, this is not like a selfie thing, right? So I don't really know what my face looks like. I'm also trying to be extremely comfortable. So yeah, I might scratch my eye, my hair. I might look. I don't know. You know, we're still figuring it out. But it's me. That's what I can say.
That's what we're saying.
Digressing. So moving on about just highlighting, like being grateful for you and just the small things instead of focusing sometimes on. Damon is just really good with big picture and long term, and I am a small detail and short term type of person. So that's very, it is complimentary, but it also can be annoying and difficult for both of us, right? Like, ooh, girl, come on up. Can you play with me? And I'm like, no, I can't play it. Right now it's in front of me. And it's like I get really caught up in what's right here. And I say that to say that I have to make sure to practice the effort to pull out and be grateful and to be thankful and to just kind of sit, you know. Sitting is not my strong suit. I don't really just sit and pause. And just to do that more has to be an active practice for myself. And that also just means like, in those moments of comparison, to just really focus on your strengths, like your strengths as a couple, what makes you wake up every day to still stay in the same relationship, what do you enjoy in your spouse, what do you all do well, you know, like what feels good about the relationship you're in. So, just really trying to focus in and count those things. And again, that can be still in a moment of time and actually trying to consciously give yourself your kudos, right? Like no one else needs to tell you that it's good, or it could just be genuinely something you like about y'all.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's important, just to constantly just to try to keep that, you know, especially in the tough times, but even when things are pretty chill, just to, not just even just to combat comparison, but like just to remind ourselves, you know, there's a lot of things that are trying to say, yo, your marriage won't work, your marriage can't work, shut it down, go back to the streets, young fella, you know what I'm saying, live your life, music, be like, hey, we heard some song a few weeks ago, it was an old school song, early 2000s, 106 in Park. Fabulous. I really want to be with you. I gotta be real with you. I can't leave you alone. I know I'm doing wrong, but I can't let you go. That was the chorus.
You're the only one in my life. I already got a wife. That was
really it. And I was like,
wait. You're the only one. I already got a wife. I can't leave you alone.
And I was singing this song in high school. Like, I know. I'm like, like, and so it's so much that we're constantly just like, are fighting just to have healthy, fun, vibrant, thriving relationships. So yeah, big up yourself, big up your boo. Think about make a list in the bubble bath tonight about 20 things that you love about them. Like
20. I said 20. 5. Slow.
If you only got 5, then I don't know.
I'm just saying. Start with 5.
Start with 5.
Then come back into another 5.
Start
do
with
it 5. in whatever's a multiple.
Yes,
right?
start with 5 is a good number. Stop. But what I am saying is like, just continue to work. I think that's a great thing, is just to continue to work that and just be like, remind yourself, oh, like, man, these are some great qualities about the person who I'm choosing to spend time, money, attention, and energy with.
He said the right word, choice.
Boom.
Choosing. It is your choice. So it's up to you on, you know, why. And you should be able to come up with some things, and they could be the smallest things, and they could be something that somebody else can do. Because, yeah, of course, somebody else can do that. Oh, I just love the way she fold the clothes. I don't care. I don't know. It could be better than that. I'm not good on the spot. But I'm just saying, like, it doesn't matter, because this is this person and how it works well, you know, with both of you. Yeah. One
of the old adages, I don't know if that's the right phrase, but we're going to use it
pretty
this
much.
time. Water your grass, right? The grass isn't green on the other side.
You need to water your own grass.
Water your own grass. And that's just important because, as that song clearly told us, people are trying to walk all up in your grass.
They can. Or you can just fade, drizzle, you know, because you're not celebrating, you're not appreciating, you're not finding strength, and it can be easy to do, you know? Like, especially when I think about affairs, it's so funny to me, because anything is exciting at the beginning.
At the beginning.
But then what? It's just going to turn into whatever
you
got now.
It turns into what you're right now. 6 much sense. You just like.
That just means you just want to date forever and never settle down. I mean, it doesn't really. It's got anything's exciting in the beginning.
Anything.
I actually love hearing everybody's beginning story. I sit and be like, girl, so what he say to you? So how'd it go?
She do. She like it.
Did he like it?
She like it.
Then what you say? Like, I love that.
She loves movies that are like high school, little cute, innocent love.
Oh my gosh, I'm a high school
young
movie
adult,
young adult, because it's so innocent. It's so fresh and pretty and cute. I love that, and I love that for my friends who telling me when they meet people, like I'm really engaged. But then, like, I look at them a year later and like, oh, that didn't work out. Or it's like, we moved on. It's engagement now. Whatever. But it's like the excitement of something new is always exciting. So it's like, over time, that's why you have to water your own grass, because you can be looking over here and it can look better, or you can start or be distracted. But it's really about just investing in what is in front of you now.
What's in front of you? So
the comparisons happen, but really you need to be fighting more for the contentment and then like the joy that comes from it, because the toiling over and over with the same person is really a great thing. You learn, you strengthen, you enhance. Any great word you can plug in there is like the benefit and value of time.
Yeah. This is why I love water your own grass, because you never know what else is going on in somebody else's yard. You don't know. You don't know if they got fire ants. You don't know if they got weeds in the background. You don't know if it used to be just gravel. You don't know. You don't know if it's that fake grass. You don't know what it is. I have no idea what's going on. I got to take care of my own grass. Take your shoes off. Walk around in your grass. Eat your own grass. Whatever it takes, water your grass and just enjoy yourself. That's it. That's all I'm saying. What you giggling at?
There was a metaphor, then my mind went other places, and it just is crazy. But in a good way. Boy, I agree with what you're saying wholeheartedly. It's just, we have to take care of what we are choosing to be in, and then not letting out comparisons cause something else. Like, we know Damon is not the fixer. So when I see a good man, I'm like, that man is really fixing some stuff.
And you know what I say? That man really fixing stuff. That man fixing stuff.
And I was talking to a friend the other day, and I was like, he is doing such a great job fixing things. I'm so glad he can use his hands. She was like, yeah, but look at your husband. He's being so domestic and giving the kids timers and getting them on schedules. And I was like, he is so great at doing things like that. Like, it's not that I was like, oh, I want that. I didn't want, I just was like, I always would love for more. Jamie probably would want me to decorate our entire house in 2 weeks. That's not me. I'm not a decorator. Maybe he wants someone like that. You never expressed that.
No.
You don't want, okay, I guess good to know. Sometimes I do feel like he would love for me to be more of the, just kind of more domestic. Maybe I enjoy cooking with an apron.
That's a very big word in itself. Yeah.
Just an apron cooker. Make the bed.
Mary Tyler Moore? What is it?
I don't know.
Dick Van
Martha
Dyke Show?
Stewart Watcher, Home Improvement, HGTV. I know we were on there, but that wasn't me, guys. I was a model.
I was just hands and feet. That was not our house, no
our
idea.
My ideas. Anyway, I do think, like, man, that would be, maybe that's just something I wish I did, but it's not, right? And so I just think about that, like, instead of me saying, oh, that is so good that you can do that. I'm like, yeah, that is good. And I'm going to pay you a hot $50 to come over here and do it in our house. And no one thinks the less, right?
No one thinks the less.
So just really valuing what's happening.
What they bring to the table.
Yeah.
That's important. Really valuing what they bring to the table. Because they can't bring everything to the table.
Nope.
They can't. You can't bring everything to the table.
Neither
and
can
your partner can bring everything to the table.
No.
And be happy what's on that table.
Yep.
Did you pay somebody to make the table? Then be excited.
You know what? We had Thanksgiving here at our home. And, but everybody posting their pictures. Again, another comparison thing. And people had like tables all set up and stuff.
Napkins.
And like fancy plates. Yeah. I just pulled out actual plates instead of paper
plates. We use real plates.
But I was like, Katoya, this is just it. This is just your table. It's fine.
And we looked around and we had our 3 kids and we were together, safe and healthy.
And that's what matters.
This is great. This is amazing.
It wasn't. It was only picture perfect because it was my family. But was there a wreath and no.
No. Not at all. Not at all. And I'm glad. I'm glad about it.
Because that's just what it was.
Yeah.
And just being thankful for, what you got.
Now, I think before we get out of here, I think it's also important because, if we don't talk about nothing else but that C word, got to come up communication.
Communication.
And so if there are some things where you're like, hey, if there are some things where you're like, ooh, I would like to see more effort, more intentionality, or just kind of whatever the case may be when you're talking about differences or there's some conflict or tension, the communication...
Or ways of improvement.
Or ways of
things
improvement.
that you'd like to see more of.
Yes.
Right.
The healthy communication, you've got to continue to fight for that. Now, a couple things as well. Beware of timing. That's going to be...
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Beware of timing here. So if I'm trying, I don't know, struggle to fix something simple, that may not be the ideal time for Couture to pull up and be like, you know what? Rodriguez over here, whatever the case may be, and then give 2 compliments about this fella over here. So what I'm saying is it's just important that, because there are going to be some things that we do need to have some healthy dialogue about roles or expectations or just something that just happened. You're like, oh man, I didn't really think about that, but now that moment happened, I would like for us to have a conversation around that. So that healthy dialogue, that healthy communication is still important too. Because even though we're trying to fight against comparison and to water our own grass and embrace our, each other and value each other, we still can have healthy dialogue, pushing each other, challenging each other to be the best that we can individually and for our relationship.
Absolutely. I agree.
Boom.
That's it.
It makes me feel good sometimes when I say enough and Couture's like, I don't need to say anything else. It's a good moment. Every episode I try to get one of those. I'm like 18 for 18.
I'm just going to say I have no go for that.
19 for 19. All right, this is good. Well, listen, this has been good here. Hopefully, it's always been hopefully it's bringing value to you. Hope you're enjoying this. We appreciate all the support that's been coming in.
Value and laughter and fun. Yeah.
Keep fighting for it. Please continue to rate and review on Apple Podcasts. Got that private Facebook group. More people are jumping in there. We're having some good times over there. So check that out in the show notes. IG, we out there. Full YouTube videos. Subscribe. Check all that out. And of course, you want that exclusive content. Bonus episodes. We're finna record some more bonus episodes during this week. So you don't want to miss out on all that good stuff. That's on Patreon only. I'm Damon. This is Couture. You know what it is. Summing up the Sumners. We'll talk to y'all soon. See you.